Mataram. Welcome back to my channel Courtroom Battles. Dear friends, my name is Dr. Tushar Mandlikar and I have created this channel for the benefit of the young lawyers in this country. We are discussing various provisions of the law and the case laws. If you are interested in law or if you are a student of the law, please join my channel. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss a very important aspect in the Civil Procedure Code under Order 41 Rule 27, that is production of additional evidence in the appellate court. Whether the appellate court can permit additional evidence, at what stage it can be permitted, on what grounds it can be permitted, this needs to be known to every young lawyers. Dear friends, once the decree is passed, we all know that the opposite party files first appeal under section 96 of the CPC. But if you are a smart lawyer, in order to remove the anomaly in the evidence or to get some additional advantage, you will try to amend, you will try that the additional evidence should be brought before the Honorable Appellate Court. Now, section 107 read with Order 41 Rule 27 gives powers to the Appellate Court to permit such additional evidence at the appellate stage. As a general rule, the Appellate Court should not admit additional evidence for the purpose of the disposal of an appeal, and the parties are not entitled to produce additional evidence, whether oral or documentary, in the appellate court. The code, however, under this rule, empowers an appellate court to take additional evidence subject to certain conditions. The power is discretionary and must be exercised on a sound judicial principles in the interest of justice. Additional evidence does not mean evidence over and above the evidence laid by the party in the lower court. The basic principles for the admission of the additional evidence are: 1. The party seeking the admission of the additional evidence should be able to establish that such additional evidence could not have been adduced at the time of the first instance in the trial. If the party established that for some or the other reasons this additional evidence could not have been adduced at the time of the trial, then this can be permitted. Number 2, the party affected by the admission of the additional evidence should have an opportunity to rebut it. The other side must get an opportunity to rebut such evidence. Number 3, the additional evidence must be relevant for the determination of the issue. For entertaining the application for the production of the additional evidence in an appeal, any one or more of the following conditions are required to be fulfilled. 1. The court from whose decree the appeal is preferred has refused to admit the evidence which ought to have been admitted. Number 2. The party seeking to produce additional evidence establishes that notwithstanding the exercise of the due diligence, such evidence was not within his knowledge or could not, after the exercise of the due diligence, be produced before him at the time when the decree appealed against was passed. At the time of passing the decree, if the party could not have brought this evidence for some reason and it procures it later on, or it was not in the knowledge of the party, then such additional evidence can be permitted. Number 3, the appellate court required any document to be produced or any witness to be examined to enable it to pronounce judgment or for any other substantial cause. Now, dear friends, here lies the underlying catch, that the court can permit such additional evidence for determining the issue or for pronouncement of the judgment for any other substantial cause. So this any other substantial cause is a big window which is available for you to enter into and get the additional evidence. Subject to, you have to satisfy the court. The substantial cause must be analogous to or with the same category as mentioned in the clause A, B and C of the Order 21, Rule 27. When the parties agree at the appellate stage that the additional evidence should be taken, that element needs to be considered, constituting substantial cause for the fresh evidence under Order 41, Rule 27, 1D. The fact that if the opinion of the expert is required to be taken and found in favor of the appellant, it would dispel the belief of the trial court in the evidence. Defense cannot be regarded as substantial cause. Nor can the non-implementation of the order for expert opinion by the plaintiff in the court below be held to be a substantial cause. Further, the fact that there is convincing and conclusive evidence to prove the matter in dispute may be a ground for review, but certainly not for leading additional evidence under Order 41, Rule 27, especially when the party who wants it to be done has had an ample opportunity and did not avail the same in the belief that the evidence be proposed to believe would be sufficient. That evidence already adduced is unsatisfactory and insufficient is also not a substantial cause. Nor the mere fact that the litigant was not aware of the documentary evidence at the time of the trial is substantial cause. Negligence of the pleader in not tendering evidence at proper stage is also not the substantial cause. There is no sufficient cause to admit the additional evidence when a point is sufficiently covered by an issue and the parties had every opportunity to produce evidence on it. So dear friends, a very limited window is available for you to enter into a substantial cause definition. But still, if you are a smart lawyer, you can go ahead and get the additional evidence, either documentary or oral, before the appellate stage. It is also necessary, dear friends, that recording of reasons is absolutely necessary for the appellate court while allowing or rejecting such application filed for additional evidence under Order 41, Rule 27. Where a further appeal lies from the decision of the appellate court, such recording of the reason is necessary and useful also to the court of the further appeal for deciding whether the discretion under the rule has been judiciously exercised by the court or not. The omission to record the reasons must therefore be treated as a serious defect, and such order can immediately be quashed if there are no reasons. It is extremely desirable that when the court exercises its power under Rule 27, it should make a direct reference to the rule, giving its reasons in such a form that there is no room for doubt that the court has realized the exceptional nature of the powers that it is exercising under Order 41, Rule 27. The window which is made been available to the party needs to be cautiously and carefully used. The court is required to consider that whether the party making such an application has fulfilled the criteria or not. The court is required to apply its mind and then give reasons. Dear friends, in the case of Mahavir Singh and others versus Naresh Chandra and another reported in AIR 2001, Supreme Court page 134, the Honorable Supreme Court has held that Section 107 of CPC enables an appellate court to take additional evidence or to require such other evidence to be taken subject to such condition and limitation as are prescribed under Order 41, Rule 27 of the CPC. The court is not, however, bound under the circumstances to mention under the rule to permit the additional evidence, and the parties are not entitled as of right to admission of such an evidence, as the matter is entirely in the discretion of the court, which is of course to be exercised judiciously and sparingly. Order 41, Rule 27 of the CPC envisages certain circumstances when additional evidence can be adduced, and such additional evidence will have to be permitted only on the satisfactory reasons or the satisfactory grounds which are mentioned. So dear friends, while drafting the application for making such kind of additional evidence, you will have to all quote those reasons and substantial grounds which in fact are given to you by Order 41 Rule 27. The substantial cause will have to be in fact interpreted by the court while deciding your application. But dear friends, this is a window available to you by which the decision can be in fact snatched away from the opposite party and you can win at the appellate stage. The Honorable Supreme Court in K. Venkataramayya versus A. Sitaramma Reddy, 1963, AIR, Supreme Court 1526, has clearly held that apart from this, it is a well-known fact to remember that the appellate court has the power to allow additional evidence not only if it requires such evidence to enable it to pronounce the judgment, but also for any other substantial cause. There may well be cases where even though the court finds that it is unable or able to pronounce the judgment on the state of the record, but to enable it to pronounce the judgment, it still considers the additional evidence and then deliver the judgment in appeal. Secondly, if the court feels that the justice something which remains obscure should be filled up so that it can pronounce the judgment in a more satisfactory manner, such a case will be one for allowing additional evidence for any substantial cause. In K.R. Mohan Reddy versus Network Incorporation, 2007, 14 SCC 257, the Honorable Supreme Court has held that the appellate court should not pass an order so as to patch up the weakness of the evidence of the unsuccessful party before the trial court. But it will be different and difficult if the court itself requires the evidence to do the justice between the parties. The ability to pronounce judgment is to be understood as the ability to pronounce judgment satisfactorily to the mind of the court, but mere difficulty is not sufficient to issue such direction. Dear friends, in Northern Eastern Railway Administration versus Bhagwan Das, 2008, Volume 8, SCC 511, Supreme Court held that though the general rule is that ordinarily the appellate court should not travel outside the record of the lower court and additional evidence, whether oral or documentary, is not admitted, but Section 107 of CPC, which carves out an exception to the general rule, enables an appellate court to take additional evidence or require such evidence to be taken subject to the conditions which are required to be fulfilled and limitations which are required to be prescribed. These conditions are prescribed under Order 41, Rule 27 of the CPC. Nevertheless, the additional evidence can be admitted only when the circumstances as stipulated in said rules are found to be existing. Dear friends, the Honorable Supreme Court in 2001, 7 SCC 531, Kamalam versus Ayaswamy has held the provisions of the Order 41 Rule 27 have not been engrafted in the code so as to patch up the weak points in the case and to fill up the omission of the Court of the Appeal. It does not authorize the court to fulfill the lacuna or gaps in the evidence to be filled up. The authority and the jurisdiction as conferred on the appellate court to let it fresh evidence is restricted to the purpose of pronouncement of the judgment in a particular way. Dear friends, the application or the evidence which has been brought before the appellate court will have to be considered at the time of pronouncement of the judgment. This is very clear. Similarly, the opposite party should get an opportunity to rebut such an additional evidence. In Union of India versus Ibrahim Uddin, Honorable Supreme Court has held that an application under 41 Rule 27 of CPC is to be considered at the time of the hearing of the appeal on merits so as to find out whether the documents or the evidence sought to be adduced have any relevance bearing on the issues involved. The admissibility of additional evidence does not depend upon the relevancy to issue in hand or the fact whether the applicant has an opportunity to adduce the evidence at the trial, but it depends upon whether or not the appellate court requires this evidence for the pronouncement of the judgment on a substantial cause. The true test, therefore, is whether the appellate court is able to pronounce the judgment on the materials before it without taking into the consideration of the additional evidence sought to be adduced. So, dear friends, the court, while hearing the appeal, will have to consider the additional evidence at the time of the pronouncement of the judgment. After hearing both the parties, if the court finds that this additional evidence is essential for the pronouncement of the judgment, then such application can be allowed at the time of the judgment itself. So, dear friends, this provision of Order 41, Rule 27 is absolutely important in Civil Procedure Code. If you are a smart lawyer or clever lawyer, you can craft the things in your way and get the judgment in the favor of the party you are representing, provided you smartly use the provisions of the CPC. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed it, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.